Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering company founder blasts ridiculous diversity, equity, and inclusion at his own company. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Coming from Newsweek, Lululemon founder blasts company's push towards diversity. Also from Newsweek, the following day, Lululemon's founder's diversity comments spark backlash and boycott calls. What is all the fighting about? What were the comments about? Well, it was basically about things like this. From Yahoo Life, Lululemon's new campaign star has a body inclusive message. Body inclusive means you can be any size you want to be. Everything is for everyone at every size. And their new model says running is for everyone who has a body and wants to run. Of course, you're going to have to do this at your own risk because people can make statements like this and then people can go out and do things and get themselves hurt. And is this person even going to apologize for a statement like that? Is Lululemon going to be responsible? No, no one's responsible. They just say things even if they're not realistic or if they're not true. Lululemon founder Chip Wilson has criticized the company for its continued push towards inclusivity. Lululemon made headlines last year for a different reason. 2 female employees at a Peach Corners, Georgia store were actually fired for what the company described as breaching company policy after they confronted masked shoplifters. And of course, people called the company woke because they let shoplifters just walk out with merchandise. Wilson, who left the company in 2015, told Forbes in a new interview that he has a distaste for Lululemon's, quote, whole diversity and inclusion thing, and the appearance of the people in its ads, who he claims look unhealthy, sickly, and not inspirational. Quote, they're trying to become like The Gap, everything to everybody, Wilson said. Quote, and I think the definition of a brand is that you're not everything to everybody. You've got to be clear that you don't want certain customers coming in. And it doesn't sound like he's trying to be mean and saying, listen, if you're fat, don't come near my store. I don't want you around here because I don't like you because you're fat. He's not talking about that. He's talking about the brand standing for something like athletic and healthy and active. And since he's not in charge of the company anymore, there's really not a lot he can do about it. But he just doesn't agree with what they're doing. He has a right to be able to say that. Lululemon's corporate people didn't like that statement. Quote, Chip Wilson does not speak for Lululemon and his comments do not reflect our company views or beliefs, a Lululemon company spokesperson told Newsweek via email. Chip has not been involved with the company since his resignation from the board in 2015, and we are a very different company today. Wilson has a $6.9 billion net worth, largely attributed to his forming of Lululemon in the year 2000, taking the company public in 2007. But he later resigned as chairman in 2013 and removed himself from the business completely in 2015, following similar weight-related comments that offended enough of the company's consumer base to cause change. And here's what he had to say. Quote, frankly, some women's bodies just don't actually work for the pants, Wilson told Bloomberg in a 2013 interview. It's really about the rubbing through the thighs, how much pressure is there over a period of time, how much they use it. He later issued an apology that was posted online, though a petition went viral requesting more sincerity in addition to a change in Lululemon's clothing styles to cater to those with larger sizes. Joanna Schwartz, a marketing professor at Georgia College and State University, told Newsweek that one of the reasons that Lululemon is so successful is that it doesn't attempt to try to cater to everyone, but just to super serve their core of primarily female, affluent, athletic, and young individuals, which is exactly what Chip Wilson is saying. It's okay to have a brand and that the brand doesn't literally fit everyone. But really, it's not even just about fitting everyone. If you're going to have a brand that everyone can use, you're like a generic mass-produced consumer product. There's really nothing very special about you. Like, we can all eat potato chips. We can all drink Coke. We can all go eat at McDonald's. But think about the quality and the cachet and the value that those brands have if literally anyone can just use and consume them and it's appropriate for all of them. So are you going to just change all of the athletic wear so that, hey, you don't really have to be that athletic. We'll make these pants extra thick. If you have the kinds of legs that rub together a lot because you're a very big person, and some people are, and that's totally normal, but that doesn't mean that the brand has to automatically be made to fit you. The question is if the brand is for everyone or if the brand is an aspirational brand. Quote, that has made Lululemon an aspirational brand that represents very high quality, expensive goods that are rarely significantly discounted, she said. It's also a lifestyle brand that is really captured by some of the word representations they create around their brand ideas. Focus on intentionality, oneness, and yoga. Wilson's comments are an almost definitional expression of coded language, she added, which she says is somewhat odd considering that the company's success helps his own bottom line. He still has an 8% ownership in Lululemon per Forbes, which is worth billions of dollars. He clearly sees Lululemon as a brand where a large percentage of the population isn't welcome, Schwartz added. In light of that kind of opposition, it's really impressive that the brand has pushed against that to include a greater racial and ethnic diversity, and by addressing the brand's formerly long-standing sizeism, which includes a focus almost exclusively on small women's sizes. Lululemon and its CEO Calvin McDonald subscribe to a variation of the typical diversity, equity, and inclusion that is supported or admonished by consumers. It encourages inclusion, diversity, equity, and action that focuses on systemic changes following conversations with underrepresented employees. Quote, by standing up and funding IDEA and creating our commitments, we are determined to be accountable, engaged, and to act in allyship, according to the company's website. Our actions thus far include expanding the IDEA team globally, establishing employee-led resource groups, and leveraging our brand and our voice to stand against hate and discrimination around the world. The initiative includes more funding for DEI-related objectives and an expression of training, learning, and development. IDEA has been allocated $5 million in its annual budget, with an additional $3 million towards the company's social impact program, Here to Be. Lululemon is committed to creating and fostering an inclusive, diverse, and welcoming environment through our organization and across our communities. We have made considerable progress since launching our Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Action function, and we are proud of goals that we've achieved. You can see why Chip Wilson has a problem with this as the founder of this company. He does not believe in these things. We also recognize that becoming a more diverse and inclusive organization takes time and is only possible through the sustained efforts of our leaders and our people. We remain steadfast in our commitment to become a more inclusive and diverse company. Schwartz said that Lululemon had traditionally not wanted to appeal to everyone and was a brand with an image initially crafted around a lack of diversity of ages, body types, and especially social classes. She said the diverse collections of models currently on their website, for example, is a newer development. She goes on to say, I think the founder's point is that the brand has an exclusive image, and he's saying that they shouldn't want to be all things to all people, which is a place where the Gap brands live. There are, however, multiple benefits to having an inclusive brand image and a limit to how many wealthy, fit young women you can sell to. Yes, but as you dilute the brand, as your brand means many different things, go ahead and look at the Disney brand now. 10 or 15 years ago, you could say what the Disney brand was. Now you can't say what it is, except that it's very disturbing to a lot of people. And that's where these companies head when they decide, oh, we need to take our brand and have it fit literally everyone. Not every product and every brand is suitable for everyone in the world to consume. She goes on to say, so as a brand, it can either do what it already does well or try to cater to more diverse audiences in an effort to increase market share. Despite the addition of a male line and including some larger sizes, they haven't shown a serious indication of doing that. Their model representation includes a range of racial identity, but they also conform to pretty traditional heteronormative ideas of gender, fitness, and beauty. And I guess thank God for that for as long as that lasts. But not everybody could just sit with those comments and not freak out over them. Lululemon's founder's diversity comments sparked backlash and boycott calls. Lululemon is facing boycott calls after founder Chip Wilson slammed the company's diversity and inclusion policies. The 68-year-old entrepreneur founded the Canadian-American sportswear brand in 1998, which has garnered a reputation for comfortable yet high-quality athletic apparel. Wilson resigned as Lululemon's chairman of the board in 2013 following comments he made criticizing women's bodies. And although Wilson departed the retailer over a decade ago, his recent remarks on Lululemon's efforts to be more inclusive have sparked boycott threats online. Wilson offended people by describing models in Lululemon's campaigns who have a range of body types and skin tones as appearing sickly and unhealthy and dubbing them not inspirational. Wilson's remarks horrified some people online, with several customers threatening to boycott Lululemon. Levnar said, "Oh, that's no," on Twitter. Mal said, "Won't be shopping there anymore." Neil said, "I appreciate when companies tell me that they don't want money from my community." Lawless Secret wrote, "Y'all need to bankrupt the F out of Chip Wilson." Angel said, "Without inclusion, watch those sales drop." Josh commented, "We never liked them overpriced garbage clothes anyway." However, some people praised Wilson's comments, with Autistic Doctor saying, "Facts." Hasmatri agreed, writing, "A lot of people are going to be mad at this, but he's right." And even Aphrodite made sense. Aphrodite said, "Not everything is or should be for everyone. He knows who his target is and they'll continue shopping there. If a company doesn't want your business, why force them to let you give it to them?" In 2013, the company itself was accused of fat phobia. In an expose published in the Huffington Post, a former Lululemon worker claimed its stores failed to restock their bigger sizes or purposefully displayed them in an unattractive manner to discourage larger customers from buying and wearing their clothes. Quote, "All the other merchandise in the store was kind of sacred, but these were thrown in a heap," she told the website. "It was definitely discriminatory to those who wear larger sizes." Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.